Now let's look at the other variable declarative called let. So let me create a quick file, example let.js. So if I want to declare a variable with the declarative let, all that I'll have to do is let's say number is equal to 10, console.log number. Again, the semicolon is optional. I'm going to use node, so you do not have to actually add a semicolon. It's just a best practice if you want to add it. Alright, so now let's look at how let works. So let can also be declared, let can also be used as a declarative for you to declare variables globally, also locally with a function, and also within a block in a function. So let's look at some more examples. I'm going to use the function print. So let's square is equal to number into number. If number is 60, so I'm going to declare some more variables within this block, within this if block rather. And then let's say I'm just going to call this dot long. So I've declared this variable square outside this block, but I'm going to call this inside. So let's see what happens, but let me just complete this by calling one with the declarative var, the other with the declarative let outside this block. Alright, I'll just remove the semicolon to just be consistent. Okay, I'm going to save this file. Oh, sorry. You can actually see that it's only the top globally declared variable is printed. What is the reason? The reason is simple, because I didn't call the function print, so I'm just calling it now. So now let's look at logs. You can see that the top variable let number is printed, which is good, and then square is number into number. So now we can actually confirm that the variable that is declared using let globally can be called within a function. And then let's look at the third item, which is variable large number 80 can be called outside, but let another large number, which we have also called in outside the block, doesn't get printed. And then you can also see another large number is not defined, so the program actually stopped here and didn't even bother to go next, which is logging console.log, right? Maybe let's try printing it here and see what happens. You can see there are no errors, right? Like, we are calling this particular function, this particular variable within the block, but it could not be called outside the block. But when you use the declarative var, it can be called outside the block as well, right? So if you look at it, it's not very safe to use var, because especially if you do not want to expose this variable for anyone else to use and want to use it in a very private mode, then let is much better than var, right? So yeah, that's the main use of var. But now let's just go ahead and test how it works when it comes to redeclaring the variable. So we have already declared number 10, so I'm just going to redeclare it to number 50. Right? Oh, sorry, I forgot to print. So let me just print. Oh, oops. Okay, I saved it, and then now when I execute it again, you can see the value 50 is printed in the console. Now, since I've already declared the variable, it allows me to redeclare it with a number. But what happens when I use let? I really cannot use the variable name again. So you can already see that there is a lint error. This is already declared somewhere else. So you can, VS Code kind of points out the lint error. When you execute it, also you get the same error because the number has already been declared. So it's in a way very safe to use let, because once a variable is declared, you can redeclare it, but you really cannot use a variable elsewhere. So that makes it much more safer to use.